Thanks for tuning in. This is something that I've wanted to share to help people understand, how, or one of the many ways that we can show that the Earth is a globe. And you could do this from any direction, north, south, west, or east. And it works because it's a globe. And there's a video I found. I think I put it in a playlist. So what I'll do is I'll put a link below this video. And here's basically the way this works. What I did was, I'm using a thermometer. I don't know if it's easier to see that way. But these, I put toothpicks on here, and these represent the sticks or short poles this man had in the video that showed this. And he rode a bike actually a long ways, I said, boy, he's an energetic young man. And now this is a very small scale model, by the way. And if you picture a huge globe, see, some of the things that I've seen is, people look across a field at a very small point. And it looks flat to us. To our eye, it looks flat because we're only seeing a very, very small strip of this globe. And because in comparison to the size of this globe, we're just a tiny, tiny, tiny speck. And there was another image I ran across one time. They used a basketball and put a camera alongside it and focused on just a very small strip across that basketball. And the end result was, when they took the picture, it made the surface of that basketball look flat. And we know that when we get a telescope and we look into the sky on a clear night and look at the other planets, they are in fact a globe. And so Earth is going to be no different. But anyway, the thing with the sticks works like this. We can picture, let me hold it against my black shirt. That's one of the benefits of wearing a black shirt. With the rays of the sun coming across here, let me put it behind actually, you can see, now on the one closest to this finger moving, it's going to have a longer shadow than the one on the other side. And so the one on the other side is going to cast a shorter shadow to the ground than the one back here. So when they measure the length of that shadow, that's how they can actually determine approximately the size of the Earth. And from what we know, and the guy presents in this video, is that the first guy that did that, he lived like 2,200 years ago, I think it was. And mathematically, they can show that the Earth is a globe. And like I say, this isn't a globe. It's a disc. But if you did this way and then this way on the Earth, you would get the same results. So this is what I wanted to share, to show that the Earth is a globe. And so you can also, another thing, excuse me just for a moment. Another thing is, if you are standing along the shore of a big lake or the ocean, and you watch, big ship sail away, you'll see the bottom of it become less visible eventually because it's going over the horizon. And the reason, that the Earth will eventually curve is because of gravity. The gravity inside the globe holds everything to the globe. And so it's not going to fall off. We look at things like the North Poles being the top and the South Pole being the bottom. Well, what if we looked at it like the South Pole was the top? Maybe we messed up. Maybe we're looking at this Earth upside down, right? So there's a lot of things to think about. But we know it's a globe because there's a lot of ways to prove it. And you can test these things yourself, and they'll work. So I just wanted to pass, those few little things along, and to explain some of this. I've had at least one friend on Facebook, show a picture just of the little area that you can see and go, why is it people deny it's a flat Earth? Well, because there's a whole lot outside that picture that we aren't seeing. Because we can see a long ways. Because we know we can see into the sky. We can see planets and stars, right? So our vision will go for a long ways. But picture this. Earth, if we're standing here and we're looking across, guess what? The globe drops out of view. So we don't see that anymore. And there's been a lot of other explanations, on a flat Earth that, there's like an ice barrier around the edge that keeps the water from falling off. Well, if that were true, people living close to the edge would see that row of ice mountains or whatever out there, right? We know it's not true. And any of the flat Earth models that look like pictures were not taken with cameras. Those were computer generated. We know that. And but anyway, that aside, these are some of the things we need to understand about this, and to know that because we are so small, we just looking across that flat Earth, we're just this little. Let me try to do it this way. This little spot right here, looking across there, and just that area looks flat to us. And that's what it is. That's why, when we look, we know Scripture says, don't judge according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. So we have to be careful that we're not using our appearance to judge, thinking because it looks flat, therefore it must be flat. We know it's a globe because of, scientific studies, because of actual pictures of the globe. And so I just wanted to share that with everybody and ask you to think on that, if you're thinking the Earth isn't a globe, hopefully these things will reveal the truth to you. Thanks for watching. Hope you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Shalom.